Nah, I think I'm supposed to be all stoic, like that. Oh, sorry. How have I seen boxing increase in popularity on the res around tribal lands? I know the answer to this question. It was told to me by a wise elder. Okay, he wasn't really wise, but he was a couple months older than me. But according to him, this is how it went down. So, way back in the days of white box commodities, this girl had a little brother who got dumped by his girlfriend because she found what she thought was a hickey on his neck. But his sister, knowing it was probably just dirty, she took him to see this girl who dumped him. And she said, "Hey, why are you dumping my little brother like that and making him cry? Now I have to hear him blast Freddie Fender songs in the driveway while I'm trying to watch Walker, Texas Ranger." And the ex-girlfriend says, "Look at his neck, that's why. Don't be coming up on my lawn like you tribal police." And the sister goes, "I go wherever I want. But since you want to call me a cop, let me investigate." She literally pulls out a tape measure and starts measuring this girl's lips. See, that's the same size as your skinny lips. You probably gave that to him. Oh yeah, huh? I did do that, my bad. But since both women were still mad and ready to fight, they bucked up. But then the sister goes, "Dang, my knuckles are kind of ashy and I don't want them to break open and bleed." And the other girl says, "Yeah, I'm trying to grow my hair out and I don't need you ripping it off." So they found some socks and wrapped their hands in them. And that's how boxing became big on the res. Well, that and, people like Vernon Lee Woodward being a good example and teaching a sport, that'll do it.
There's an old expression that goes, "Bloom where you are planted." It means that someone should take full advantage of their opportunities wherever they find themselves. For many Native Americans that heard this, there was always this unofficially added definition that one should be grateful for what they have and care for others around them. For those of us who grew up in and around the Oklahoma reservation lands, we grew up watching old westerns on our grandma's TV. And that TV was set on top of a much bigger, older TV that hadn't worked in decades. It looked like a table though if you threw a big enough blanket on it. There was probably a picture of Elvis somewhere nearby as well. Well, on those old westerns, the usually Caucasian cowboy was always the noble hero, and the usually spray-tanned Caucasians, used to represent the Native Americans, were always the backwards bad guys. And sadly, many of us grew up subconsciously thinking that we weren't supposed to win at things. But when we started discovering guys like Billy Mills and Jim Thorpe, we got inspired. Indian representation in cinema has gotten much better, but it's still different than others. Because of seeing our Indian sports heroes, we've had many find their own areas of expertise to strive towards, and they brought what they learned back to the reservations and communities. The Kickapoo tribal lands of Oklahoma has seen boxing develop new life, and much of that is due to men like Vernon Woodward, who waters new seeds, who has bloomed where he has been planted.
The American dream, to be a Rocky Balboa with a 1 in a million shot and make it. Now's your chance with the Tough Man Contest, May 18th and 19th at the VBCC. Step into the ring for your shot at $1,000. Winners qualify for the Nationals and $50,000. Amateurs only. Just how tough were you?
After high school, a buddy of mine just decided to say, hey, let's get in this tough man contest. And we heard it while I was at work. And then I decided to enter it. They just, just thought it'd be fun, because I used to fight all the time. So might as well just put on the gloves and fight, with strangers, So we fought. My very first tough man contest was in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Then I just kind of started from there, from 1991, did my first tough man, and then I fought tough mans all the way to 2001. I fought in the tough man contest, and I probably fought in about 14 tough man shows. Won 3 of them. I've come in second place a few times. Never been knocked out, and I just thought I had a little knack for it, but I found it real quick when I got into pro boxing or try to train for pro boxing. It's a lot different from doing a tough man contest, because they just swing for the fences pretty much. And then when doing professional fighting or any kind of boxing is more technical and looking to where you're going to hit and how you're going to counterpunch and things like that. I am one of the main coaches. I decided to open up a gym. I did that 15, 16 years ago, right after I was kind of forced to retire from professional fighting back in 2007. Ended up getting hurt at work in my full-time job, and then I had neck surgery, and that kind of just stopped my career as far as boxing, but I wanted to stay in it, and so I decided to train fighters, and then just ended up training amateur fighters, and which I never had the opportunity to do when I was young, to do amateur boxing. So I decided to start training amateur boxing, but that wasn't easy as to do. So I had to learn a lot myself, and it just ended up growing into amateur boxing over the years, and then developed a lot of fighters over the time, and met a lot of people, and now I'm doing that pretty much not full time. I still work full time, but now I'm doing after work. I go and train pretty much from 5 o'clock to 8:30 every day. Okay, go. One more. When you start something new, just do it slow until you get your body used to that. Everybody always tries to speed up, and then when they speed up, they're not doing it right. Do it slow first. There you go.
I haven't got to experience him as a coach, and I'm glad, because they be doing hardcore stuff, and I'm not trying to do that. But as a coach, I think he does pretty good. He gets on to the boys when they're slacking. He tells them to pick up the pace. He takes them to their fights when they don't have a ride to get there, and I think that's really cool as a coach.
I mean, it's just good to keep you out of trouble, keep away from bad people and places you don't want to be. Because what are you going to think about when you get out of school or you get off work? You're like, oh, boxing. What do you think about during the day? You're boxing. I want to come work out. I don't want to drink or smoke. I don't want to go around this people. I don't want to go do that. Get caught up. Even if you ain't a part of it, you still get caught up wrong place, wrong time. Man, this is the place to be. From I think 5 till 9 or whatever he opens it up. Sometimes he'll leave work to come down here and work with people 12, 2, or 3, it just depends if he's open. He'll make an effort to come work with his team. He starts from 6 all the way up to 50. Shoot, we don't care. Any color, any age, we'll accept anyone. As long as they get that work in and have a good attitude, they'll go.
Introducing first in the red corner, wearing the maroon trunks, he weighed in tonight at 254 pounds, and he's homegrown from Shawnee, Oklahoma. A veteran of 16 professional fights with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Give it up for your very own Vernon Woodward.
The last few tough mans, I had a coach out of Shawnee who was a amateur and pro coach, boxing, and he invited me to his gym. Went to his gym, did some training. I did one last tough man contest, came in second in that show from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then from there, I decided to turn pro. But, I was already of age. I was like 33 years old when I decided to turn pro. So I might as well just give it a shot, because I thought it'd be interesting and fun. And then when I did it, I kind of fell in love with it. I wasn't the victor in a lot of the fights I did. I did 32 pro fights. I fought all over the United States, fought all over the country a couple times, once in Puerto Rico, once in Canada. Fought a lot of top 10 contenders. Fought on television a few times. Fought a former world heavyweight champion in Shawnee at the Fire Lake Arena.
My first impression of Coach, good dude all the way around. Him as a coach, honestly, one of the best coaches I've ever had. He's not only a coach, but he's kind of like a father figure. He's kept me out of my depression state, which has been real helpful here lately, especially since I injured myself. Really takes the time to get to know you, your family. Like I said, one of the best coaches I've ever worked with. I've been here, Texas, Louisiana, like I said, number one in my opinion.
He's a good coach and good workouts, and love coming in here and getting good sweat, as you can see. And it's a good hobby, love it. Pretty much all I got.
All right. Do you have any tribal background or anything?
Yeah, I'm a absentee Shawnee, and then I'm also Kickapoo and Sioux, but I'm enrolled in absentee Shawnee. But yep.
How important is it that just the Native community in general has a healthy habit like this?
Very important. Health is number one, especially mental health. And a lot of people don't want to speak on it, but we can pick each other up, and getting a workout is a good way of say therapy good therapy, and keeping the mind right. And I love seeing all the Native people and seeing them active, seeing all the natives getting active and stuff. And
we've been, like I said, been doing this for a solid 15 years. Had a lot of fighters. I got several fighters been with me for about 4 or 5 years now, and I'm producing some good fighters. And then we have a lot of other clubs in the city that we like to go visit, and there are some great clubs up there too that we like to see. So, and then we hope to have some good fighters come out of here and go to the national level, which would be the Golden Gloves, and then maybe some bigger tournaments. And eventually one day they'll turn pro, so we're looking for that one day, but one day at a time. We're going to do this here and just keep these guys in shape and keep sparring. We have sparring days we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so to keep these guys active and moving and learning their techniques and everything. So we're like a family here. Thunder Boxing, it's family.
Well, I first started boxing back when I was 17, 18. Like, tend to get in the way sometimes, so I had to take a big break. And about 15 years later, I found a good coach, Vernon, with Thunder Boxing, man. He took me in under his wing. He showed me up, improved my skills, improved me as a person and as a teammate. He showed me what I need to keep pushing forward, stay focused, discipline. Without discipline, a person ain't much. You gotta stay consistent, you gotta stay at it, you gotta work hard, man. It's pain, maybe pain at the moment, but it feels good. Here I am at 36, feeling good, still keeping up with 20-year-olds, even sometimes a little more.
Well, these guys, it means a lot to me that I actually am teaching them the fundamentals of everything, but it's just not about boxing. We're building a good camaraderie here. Everybody's, like I said, it's just like a family, and everybody's pretty close. We do get together at times, and if there's a big boxing event coming on, we'll all get together and meet up at Buffalo Wild Wings, and just there's no nobody really, we're not nobody's involved in drinking or smoking or anything like that. Like I said, it's like one big family, and everybody enjoys each other. And when families do come along also, so we have a good time with everybody. And then it's not just these guys. I have a younger class that do come in, and then I work with the young youth also, 9, 10, 11 years old, boys and girls. And I have some kids that they love it here, And then some they've been here for a year or so, but they don't compete, but they love to work out, And then their parents, they come say, he does really good in school. He's athletic, for sure, but he doesn't do the boxing end over here, but he likes to train boxing. But when he goes back home, he does baseball and basketball, and he's really good at it. Just because he picked up a lot of the agility here, and it actually builds a lot of confidence. So he picked up a lot of confidence here, and then the ability to do other things. Well, when you come in to learn to box, it's a different animal. You can't just come in here and just start throwing punches without getting really tired. You gotta learn to throw punches, learn to keep your hands up, learn to breathe, learn to move the right steps. Left, right, forwards, backwards. And these guys get in there, they think they're in great shape, and then they find out it's a lot different, when they gotta, think, and they gotta move, and then at the same time they gotta throw punches, So being in shape is really important. As far as conditioning, we do a lot of that when they first come in. And I tell the fighters, new fighters, they come in, and I say, we're gonna do a lot of conditioning, because this boxing is not just going there and throwing punches. You gotta be in shape to fight.
I love that. Once you get in the ring, the bell rings, there may be hundreds of people, but when the bell rings, it's only me and that guy, eye to eye. And it shows, man. It shows what skill and what heart you have. Besides skill, that's what you need more. Heart, and have a good mind. Stay focused, never lose control, stay clear-minded. That's what I come learn from Thunder Boxing and my family here. I love it, and I'm gonna keep going until my body lets me. Thunder Boxing, baby.
According to a professions reporting website called Zippia, Native Americans make up less than 1% of professional boxers. With almost 340,000 Native Americans living in the state of Oklahoma, maybe that number will increase or change in the future. And maybe one of them will be a homegrown athlete. And maybe one of them will come from Thunder Boxing. Or just maybe, we can all talk about how we saw Vernon Woodward, or one of them on a small screen defying the stereotypes and enriching the soil of where they were planted, or where they came from. Whether a small one-car garage or a full-size building, Thunder Boxing is more of a purpose than a place. Keep it up, guys. We're in your corner too.